So here's a quick one about a husband who both he and his wife recently turned 50. He's been married to her for a while, and upon turning 50, out of the blue, she suddenly demands, not ask, demands that he give her an open marriage so she can go experiment and do things that she didn't get to do when she was younger, because I guess she married him pretty quickly and didn't have a whole lot of experience prior. And like a bonehead, he goes along with this. However, as these stories always go, it completely backfired on her because he eventually started dating a lot of younger women. The younger gals really liked him. And he met one in particular in a very unusual situation. And now the younger girl wants him to leave the wife. He's thinking about it. And now she's having a meltdown with him. She wants to close the open marriage because of this. And accuses him of having an emotional affair. All this ridiculous nonsense. And once again to show this thing doesn't work. And how funny it is when it blows up in the face of these wives that demand this. Says here, my wife basically forced me into a temporary open marriage 5 or 6 months ago. Smack. No, she didn't force you, dude. She manipulated the hell out of you, made some threats, but nobody put a weapon to your head and made you do it. We recently both turned 50 years old and have been together since college. She, I guess as part of a midlife crisis, was lamenting the fact that she'd never been with any other men. I have a hard time believing that one. So proposed a temporary open marriage so we could both experiment and then close our marriage for good. Goodbye. Get out of the house. Time for a divorce. That's what he should have said. Obviously, very few men will take the news, I want to sleep with other men, very well, and so I refused at first. Well, at least he did that. But she made it clear that if we didn't agree, we'd have to separate. And so I went along with it. Smack. Just her bringing it up, you should have ended it. But with her actually threatening to leave you, like, okay, if you don't go let me suck a whole lot of you-know-what out there, then I'm going to leave you. Oh, darn, honey. Really. After all, it was going to go both ways, so what the hell? Maybe I'll enjoy it. Besides, it was only going to be a temporary arrangement. Dude, temporary arrangement, even if she did it for a month. If she is remotely attractive for 50 years old, she could have 300 dudes in a month if she really wanted to. That seems like crazy, but it's possible. So she starts matching with guys on Tinder. Going out to bars, etc. I don't know how successful she was, as we have a rule of keeping it out of the house. And quite frankly, I don't want to know. I ended up matching with a lot of younger girls who are into older guys. They were very attractive, but the sex was boring and not enjoyable. I mean, all of it was basically them laying there and me doing all the work. Not nice. Anyway, at this point, I figure I should just see some escorts since the experience is probably going to be more enjoyable. Well, the escorts will definitely give you your money's worth. So I asked my wife if it's okay for me to see some escorts instead. I wouldn't ask her shit. She agrees, provided I always use protection, duh, and B, I keep my spending to a minimum. Now, to cut a long story short, I end up becoming a regular client to this one girl. She's a college student working to pay her student fees and living costs. So he's 50 and she's like 21. I'm hoping at least 21. We kick it off and her fees become less and less as time goes on until we're actually going on dates and stuff and no money is involved anymore. It wasn't really a single moment. Over time, I just stopped being a client and started being something else to this girl. Yeah, she wanted a permanent sugar daddy. This is not girlfriend material, dude. She is a prostitute, okay? Maybe you liked her personality and you had fun and she was pretty and all that, but still, this is not relationship material. But you know what? If he was safe and it pissed his wife off, okay. But falling in love with her, trying to turn a HOE into a housewife or girlfriend material? No. The wife finds out after reading my phone and is accusing me of having an emotional affair with this girl. Your wife has no place to accuse you of jack shit. This whole thing went down because of her. This girl in turn finds out that my wife knows and is telling me to go steady with her. Steady? What is this, 1952? She says she'll quit the sex work for me. I know I should choose my wife, but honestly, I find myself thinking, should choose your wife, you should divorce your wife. Not because of her, but because your wife is a giant asshole. I find myself thinking, number one, our kids are all grown up, so they no longer a consideration staying together. Ding, ding, ding. Two, I'm not sure if I can still love my wife the same way after she coerced me into an open relationship so she can sleep around. Ding, ding, ding. And number 3, despite the age difference, I get along with this girl so much more. Her body and youth is obviously a plus as well. Any advice? Here's my advice, as well as the advice probably from all the guys in the comment section. Divorce your asshole wife. End of story. Kids are old enough, out of the house. No issues with the kids getting screwed up because they're still emotional teenage years or little kids. End it. She doesn't love you. No woman who loves her guy is going to serve him on a silver platter to have young gals go hook up with him, as well as going to hook up with other guys. I know some women that truly do love their husbands, and they wouldn't be ever think about doing that. Okay? And also the fact that she just made all those threats against you. A, that's not love, and B, no freaking man of any kind of respect is going to tolerate that bullshit. However, you want to end it with her, great, but don't do it for this young girl. Great, she's beautiful, and you have fun together and all that, but she can also put on the show and be looking for a daddy to take care of her, and she marries him and then takes him for everything it's worth. No, talk to a lawyer, find out your options, end it with her. If you take a hit, you take a hit, you'll survive. And if you want to date this girl, knock yourself out. But I wouldn't, frankly. But do not get involved with her, because then you're probably dumb enough to fall in love with her and want to get married, because that's what 50-year-old guys do. And big mistake. You can't turn a you-know-what into a housewife. But end it with this wife and move on. End of story.